The sacrifice placates an angry God, and goodwill is established between the residents of one side of the divide with the resident of the other side of the divide. The smoke is a visible symbol of that bridge. For there is no distinction, says Paul, since all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, they are justified by his grace as a gift. Abraham was ordered by God to build a bridge. It was an horrific bridge. The kind of bridge no parent should ever be asked to build. Abraham took his son Isaac and brought him to the land of Moriah, built an altar, arranged the wood, bound his son, and reached for the knife. You can see the RCMP with their revolvers drawn and their Kevlar vests snugly fixed, all of them surrounding the hill. God commanded me and I obeyed, protests Abraham, but the newspaper headlines would announce gruesome detail, and it is doubtful that any upright church person would ever speak to him again, in prison or out. Child molesters are often segregated from other parts of the prison population for their own safety. Even wretched criminals think there are crimes more heinous than theirs, and they will execute their own sense of judgment. What was Abraham thinking? At the command of God, Abraham was willing to sacrifice the one thing he wanted more than any other, a bridge to the future through an heir. Abraham was willing to sacrifice his future by building a bridge to God. The implications of this story are mind-boggling. The righteousness of Abraham's faith is that Abraham trusted God so completely that he was willing to believe what is patently absurd. You can sacrifice your only child and still have an heir to make your descendants numerous. So we rightly honor Abraham as God honored Abraham. Yet shouldn't we judge him? Abraham, the man who drew a knife on his own child. What difference is there between Abraham and those who strap bombs to their children and send them out in the name of their cause, sacrificing their child for a better future? Oh, we would judge him. You know we would judge him. So, we say in the ELCIC we are in mission for others. We're building bridges. The problem with bridges is where they lead, isn't it? We want to build bridges to others, and that's surely a good thing. We want to reach out and touch the lives of others, especially those less fortunate than ourselves. But what if those others were building bridges to us? Building in the way that we too often build such bridges. Not on our terms, but on their terms. Would we grant them a footing on our side of the divide? Would we not rather establish the footing on their side so that we can trust that the footing is as we like it? When I was in high school, I took a course at the State University of New York at Stony Brook. As you drive into the campus there, this is more than 30 years ago, so I hope it's changed, but 30 years ago as you drove into the campus, there was the student union on one side of the road and the library on the other side of the road. Between the two buildings was a footbridge. 2 different architects worked on those buildings. Each had an idea of where the bridge should go, and they didn't agree. The bridge went 3/4 of the distance across the road and stopped. A monument to human attempts to bridge the divide. While we are building bridges to others, we are building walls amongst ourselves.